So you want to get an NYU, huh? Well, you've come sort of to the right place. I would say that video is so much more useful than this one because I give details, like a step by step on what I did for the whole application process, including the essay. This is just sort of like supplementing that. Hello everyone, my name is Rosie. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, oh my god, I sound like a typical YouTuber. I can't. Anyway, so you want to get into NYU, like I asked in the beginning of this video. Well, I got into NYU Gallatin as a sophomore transfer, but in this video, I'm going to talk about my essays. I have gotten some DMs asking if I can read my essays, my why NYU essay, and my transfer statement. Okay, so I will not be reading my full essay because one, that would just take too fucking long, and two, the analysis is so much more important than the actual content of my essay because you'll be writing about something different. So here is the why NYU prompt. All students get this no matter what. We would like to know more about your interest in NYU. We are particularly interested in knowing what motivated you to apply to NYU, and more specifically, why you have applied or expressed interest in a particular campus, school, college, program, and/or area of study. You may be focused or undecided, or simply open to the options within NYU's global network. Regardless, we want to understand. Why NYU? Honestly, why NYU? Why did I apply to NYU, to be honest? I can't even afford it. So, in that first paragraph, that was an intro. Intro paragraphs are like your first impression. You gotta have a good intro paragraph, and that doesn't have to be just a slow build. It could be straightforward if you like it to be. Whatever you think is best. Just make sure you have a good first impression. Riding in this rapid roller coaster, I whiz through countless high-rise buildings. My head turns right to the ground, examining the little bodies pacing on the stained sidewalk and the taxis honking on the busy street. I pass the Empire State Building, signaling I reach the highest point of my journey. I begin to be brought down towards the ground, escalating through the alleyways and tunnels. Suddenly, the ride stops. Thank you for riding the Big Apple coaster at New York Hotel, Las Vegas. So, what did that first paragraph even mean? The reason why I wrote that is because I wanted the admissions counselors to know that I'm from Las Vegas. So, like, it's part of my identity. I made like an imagery like I'm riding through a roller coaster. Oh, she's riding through New York. Okay, what the hell? And then at the end, it's sort of like, oh, you're riding the Big Apple coaster in New York Hotel, Las Vegas. Yes, Las Vegas has a hotel called the New York Hotel, and there is a roller coaster called the Big Apple coaster where you literally whiz through like replicas of the Empire State Building and these other skyscrapers and stuff. So I would say that your intro is just as important as the content of the rest of your essay. Why are you going to have such important information in the body and conclusion paragraph when your intro is going to be boring? Now, here is like that thesis. It's not even a thesis, to be honest, but I'll read it. Growing up in Sin City, I've gotten used to being on the outside looking in. I see tourists from all walks of life sharing the amenities the Las Vegas Strip has to offer, which is why I am drawn to New York University, blended in the city, intertwining scholarship and diversity. It's sort of setting the tone for the rest of my essay, and it's telling them my general brief reason why I'm applying to NYU. Like, I am drawn to New York University's global network, and I connected that to Las Vegas. Referring to my last video, the rest of my essay is me talking about what I did in my life, like my experiences, the way I grew up, extracurriculars, and connecting that to NYU. You're gonna have your own reasons why you chose NYU, right? But if you don't really know where to start, the best way to start is to just connect NYU related things to yourself. And then if you want to add anything else, go ahead. You don't have to write it the way I suggest it. So this is my first example on connecting something NYU to myself. As a current business student, I yearn to study topics that lie outside my current coursework. To supplement that, I would be able to take a globalization of the entertainment industry course at Stern, listening to producers, managers, and lawyers discuss integral components to managing a major creative project. So I wrote down, I told the counselors that I'm a business student here at my current college, And I'm connecting that to an NYU course, an NYU business course, a Stern School of Business. And then I basically paraphrased the description of the class. So if you want to look at classes that you'd like to take at NYU, research those, and it's pretty easy to find descriptions of each class you want to take, especially at Stern at least. So then I took that description, wrote it down, and boom, connection number one. So the second connection I had was my interest with technology, with the tech industry. So I mentioned my interest with tech and how I would like to take an introduction to computer programming course through Current. I still don't know how to pronounce it. Basically, Current is the mathematics department. And then my third connection was how I was a congressional intern during my first semester of college. And I wanted to continue my experience of civic engagement at NYU by participating in the Leadership Fellows program, where they work together and create initiatives to improve the community around them. And then my fourth connection is expressing my interest in the entertainment industry. And I wanted to use NYU's global network to study away at Los Angeles. I love the entertainment industry, so I want to take advantage of NYU's study away program to Los Angeles and network with directors in Hollywood, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's basically it. I was able to put all of that into several sentences. Like, it's a pretty hefty paragraph. And then I didn't even add that much fluff either. Like, I was pretty straightforward, like 2 to 3 sentences per connection. Lastly, your conclusion. You could use a conclusion paragraph to sum everything up, or just simply do what you want with it. Be creative. It really ain't that deep. Now we are moving on to my second essay, the transfer statement. So this is the prompt for the transfer statement. Please provide a statement that addresses your reasons for transferring and the objectives you hope to achieve. So all I can say for the transfer statement, this is the best advice I can give you. Trust me, do not think much about it. Be honest. I wouldn't say, I love New York City, so I'm applying to like NYU, FIT, Columbia, Pratt. Like, maybe not say that. I remember going on Reddit and seeing a post in this like college subreddit, I don't remember what it is, where someone said to never tell a college you're transferring to that you don't like your current college. Something like that. And I totally, utterly disagree. If you don't like your current college, you gotta tell NYU that. You gotta tell NYU that, honey. Seriously. The first thing I literally said in my essay is that my college doesn't really have a well-established program that would fit my needs. And I felt like Gallatin would help me succeed, because Gallatin is an individualized studies school where you get to create your own concentration and create your own area of study. So I've noticed that my transfer statement is sort of a supplement to my Why NYU essay, because the NYU essay is only 2,500 characters, so you can't write a whole bunch. So the transfer statement is a good opportunity to explain what you wrote in the Why NYU essay even further. So a lot of it's sort of repeated, just in more detail. For example, I talked about the classes in my Why NYU essay, and then my transfer statement, I reiterated the classes that I want to take and specifically why, and I compared it to the classes in my current college, at my current university. Oh, also, like I mentioned in my previous video, I'm sorry. Do your research. I mentioned that I watched NYU's Instagram takeovers, which is basically, by the way, follow them at @NYU. It's basically where students take over the Instagram and they talk about their experiences and stuff. And I used to watch that back in high school, like since I was like a sophomore, junior. And I wrote about that, how watching these students take over the Instagram and hearing their experiences and watching what they do on a day-to-day basis was so inspiring and so interesting. So I wrote that down, and it shows the admissions counselors that, like, wow, this person is interested. She wants to pay us $70K a year. Yes. Now, another reason is, since I already expressed my interest to them in the beginning, that I want to create a concentration focused on the tech industry and the entertainment industry, I mentioned that the industry in Las Vegas isn't really geared towards tech or entertainment. It's geared towards hospitality, and that's not what I want to do. So I mentioned, yeah, where I live, it's more hospitality based, and it's really difficult to find internships and opportunities to gain experience in what I want to do, because usually you'd find those experiences in New York City or Los Angeles, right? And then I finished it off with saying, oh, I want to utilize the Wasserman Center. That's another detail that just helped me wrap it up. The Wasserman Center is NYU's career center. So if you do end up going to NYU, utilize that. You can get an internship with them no matter where you go. Even if you end up staying at your current college, wherever you go, just use your college's career center. You really have nothing to lose. You're literally paying for that. And then I closed it off, like conclusion, by just wrapping it up like a typical high school essay. So my reasons for transferring are XYZ, and I appreciate NYU's ABC. Bye. NYU vocab words, NYU jargon is what's going to, it's like the icing on the cake. You don't need it, but it will really make your essay stand out. You're not going to get rejected if you don't use NYU jargon, okay? But I just remember watching a lot of NYU advice videos, and they mentioned to use NYU language, and so I did. And I believe it helped me a lot. And you can find that all online. The ones I used are Study Away, Global Network. You can literally see it once you go into NYU. Just literally copy things from the website. Like, not word for word, like verbatim, like don't plagiarize. So if you're going to be taking at least 2 things from this video, 1, connect yourself to something NYU related. If you don't know what to write about, that's a good start. 2nd, research. Research, please. Trust me, once you research your program, research the school, research their resources, you will be so confident in your writing, you wouldn't really need to worry so much about it. Like, the more you know, the easier it's going to be. You'll be so comfortable. It's like writing about your favorite celebrity or writing about your favorite movie. Like, you know so much about it. Just be comfortable with what you know about your program, about NYU, and you will be fine. Promise. Well, that's it, folks. That's my essay. Sorry if it's disappointing that I didn't read it in full, but trust me, it's not that special. I basically read most of it. Reading it just would have been boring as hell. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that helped. Please DM me on Instagram at rosie.holiday if you have any questions, or comment down below if you have any questions as well. Please don't hesitate to reach out. I would love to help you guys. Considering I wasn't able to go to NYU, I would love for at least one of you to go and get accepted using at least one piece of advice I have. I'm gonna go eat some turkey now. Bye. Oh, do you like my little Fran here? His name is Poochie.